So we're on location here at Dunn Tire, Main and Transit, Clarence. John Colbert, Assistant Store Manager, is joining me. John's got a lot of experience in the tire business. John, welcome.
Thank you.
So good to have you on the show.
Nice to have you. Thanks for coming in.
Oh, pleasure is mine. Now, when people select truck tires, there are a lot of different options they can go with. Load ranges have to be taken into consideration, the kind of service that they're going to use the truck for, all that stuff. And you got to know that as a tire salesman.
All that comes into play with the choices that they make, correct.
Okay. Now, we've got 3 sample tires here, different treads and stuff. I want you to tell us what they're typically used for. And then we'll talk a little bit about load range and what differentiates one load range from another and how many there are. Okay?
You betcha.
All right. Now, let's start with this tire right here.
Okay. This is one of the milder all-season tires. It is an all-season, so it is rated for year-round use. Again, though, with the tread being considered of and mild snow, rain, it's a fine tire. But if you get any kind of, if you need real traction, this might not be the tire you would choose if you're in the southern tier or you're driving down a cabin dirt road on a regular basis. This might not be your choice. No. This is for highway driving back and forth. Right. It's a quiet, comfortable tire.
Right. If it were a medium duty or heavy duty truck like a big diesel, that would be considered the steering tire.
Correct.
Or a highway tire.
Right, exactly. Very mild, quiet, but with that you give up some traction.
Okay. Now let's go to this next tire. Okay, we have a similar design, but yet a little bit more aggressive. Talk to me.
Correct. This is like a step up from that all-season tire. This is what we would call an all-terrain tire or an AT tire. Okay. This is something that's going to give you the more traction in all kinds of weather conditions, including maybe some mud, some deeper snow. Somebody that might have a plow business or what likes the look of the tire is very common also. They like the look of an all-terrain tire on a truck, whether they need it or not. They like the looks of it, which is important to some guys that drive the trucks. Okay. It's just, as you can see, it's pretty evident, not being in the tire business, you could see that this is a more aggressive tire. So it's pretty evident that you could get more traction from this one versus that first one we looked at.
Okay. Now, let's go over to this tire here, and this has a very obviously much more aggressive tread design. Talk to me.
Right. This one here is Goodyear's premium traction tire. It's not a mud tire. It's still considered an all-terrain, but it's the more aggressive all-terrain. And with these deep and wide elements here and grooves, it's a good self-cleaner, which means it throws the mud out. Right. Because if a tire doesn't self-clean, it'll become like a slick with this packed with snow and mud unless it's able to clean itself.
Gotcha.
So this is a more aggressive all-terrain tire that some of the guys have run in the past, and they come in asking for that particular tire.
Now, talk to me a little bit about rubber compound and what constitutes an all-season tire with respect to rubber compound, the rubber that it's made out of.
Well, any more depending on what the tire is going to be used for. All seasons, driven year-round or primarily in the summer versus snow tires. The compounds are differently depending on what time of year, what temperatures they're going to run into. Okay. So that all comes into play with tires and what they're designed to do and where they're going to be driven and what time of year. Yeah.
And you don't want a tread lug freezing up, because if it's designed to self-clean, it's not going to do that.
Correct. You need some flexibility or it will become basically a slick, and then you would lose all your traction.
Talk to me about load ranges. You can buy light truck tires in 3 different ranges, C, D, E. Now, what does that mean to the consumer?
Well, anything on like a Chevy half-ton pickup, a Ford half-ton, they come with what's called a P-Series tire. P standing for passenger. Gotcha. 4-ply constructed. On any 3/4 ton, 1-ton applications, which is the 2500, 3500 series, they come with 8 and 10 ply ratings, which is equal to the D and the E plies. Gotcha. Ply rating. Any more with today's construction, years ago, 6, 8, and 10 ply tires, there was actually that many plies in the tires. Wow. Nowadays, with the materials used now, it's more for load range carrying capacity, right? Not considering how many plies are in the tire, because that doesn't matter anymore, because what is used now with nylon and polyesters, they're stronger materials now, so it's more of the ratings as far as load range carrying capacity is what's more important versus the actual ply ratings.
Now, with load range carrying capacity and with respect to light truck tires, it would seem to me that you would have to be able to adjust air pressure. Is that accurate?
Oh, very much so. Like an E-rated tire, maximum is 80 pounds.
Wow.
And you'd only want to run that, say, if you're putting it to work. If you're hauling a trailer, you're hauling stuff in the bed of the truck, you'd want at least those back tires at 80 pounds, which is what they carry the most weight at. That might be a little stiff with the front, 80 pounds in the front, and, unless it's a regular basis and it's a work truck and you want 80 pounds in it. Most guys, they boost them up when they're going to use it for work, and they can drop them back down for more comfort when they're in between jobs or they're not hauling anything. Otherwise, it's a pretty stiff ride at 80 pounds.
Wow, that's a lot of information, and thanks so much, John Colbert, Assistant Store Manager here at Dunn Tire. Appreciate you allowing us to come down.
Thanks for your time. Thanks for coming in. Appreciate it.
Pleasure's mine.
All right, thanks.
At Dunn Tire, I'm Tom Torbjornsen for America's Car Show.